all tied up, and this first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Hello, and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We're live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, bringing you the 2025 Chicago Charities Grand Prix, with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corient. Tournament support has also been provided by the following local tournament sponsors: Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, Wintrust, Viking Athletics, CPTC, Chicago Platform Tennis, Charities Men's League, CNSWPL, Chicago North Suburban Women's Paddle League. I'm Denise Murphy, along with Billy Horn, bringing you this women's quarterfinal match between our number 3 seed Allison Morgan and Charlotte Sikora and number 10 seed Rupali Hall and Christine Neuman. Billy, welcome to the booth.
Thanks, Denise. Happy to be here. We have a great quarterfinal match ahead of us with two very, very solid teams. One team who really needs no introduction, right? Morgan and Sikora, who've been at the top of our game for many years and played together. They're currently the number 3 ranked team in the country?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And Christine and Rupali, just a solid combination. To my knowledge, they've never played a tournament together before, so Hall and Neuman have quite a background. I mean, Neuman playing at Duke, and just both of their skill sets are incredible. Neuman actually was 171 on the world tour in tennis.
Wow.
So
a lot of skills.
Yeah, so all 4 of them bring such a unique, lots of talent, a ton of athleticism. You'll see speed like no other. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this unfolds today.
Yeah, you got a little mix of a team that's proven, 2-time national semifinalists, winners of 7 tour events, great team chemistry. Travel, play many tournaments every year together, and then you have a brand new team in Hall and Neuman, and again, both players extremely talented. Hall is ranked number 12 in the APTA right now. Both have a great back. It's actually relatively similar styles of play, with most of the players on the court loving to hit their backhand.
Yes, yes. I mean, all 4 huge backhands. Allison Morgan loves to hit a little probing drive, which can cause just as much problems as the big power drive, as you know. And just really interested to see how Sikora and Morgan kind of handle a new team, because when you're at the level of Morgan Sikora, at this point, they've played all the big teams several times. So they have a specific strategy in mind. They know exactly what they're going to do and probably implement. And with these two, I think they're going to go out, just have a solid basic strategy, and then specify it based on what they're seeing.
Right, trust in themselves, trust in their normal game plan, and then let's see what we need to do more specifically as the match goes on. And then for Hall and Neuman, not many times on this stage. Hall was a semifinalist this year already with Maturka up in Medina a couple weeks ago, about a month ago. But Neuman, again, like we said, not a lot of experience on the tour itself, but a whole lot of skill. And it'd be interesting to see how they hold up as a team versus such a solid team in Morgan and Sikora.
That's a really good point, Billy, because you can be an excellent individual player, but if you're not working as a team, kind of complementing each other's strengths, working to keep the ball away from each other's weaknesses, that can be a difference maker when the times get tough. So I love that's a great point. And I also love the point how you mentioned trust it. That's actually one of my slogans. You got to trust it, whatever that means on any given day.
So what else is happening in this tournament? We have other quarterfinal matches. We actually have a round of 16 match that's still going on, but we have some other quarterfinal matches that are about to take place later today. We have Lopez and Page, who are still playing. We have Halbauer and Maturka, who are still playing, and this is the first year as well, first tournament, I should say, of the year for Hanish and Zubori.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the first Grand Prix of the year. There's just so much excitement in the air, and the Chicago area in general is always just so excited to host this amazing event and bring so many talented players from all over the country to gather here. Of course, the hub is Glenview Golf Club, which they do a phenomenal job year after year under Jason Love's leadership. The final count, by the way, I asked him today, not only do they have the men's and women's Grand Prix, but there's so many other sub-tournaments going on that's serving just under 500 players this weekend, Billy.
That's incredible.
So, yeah.
They do a great job every year here at Charities.
Fantastic job. I wanted to point out that our chair ump is Darren Miller. So, Darren, thank you so much for your time. And we're going to listen to what the umpire Darren has to say right now.
Charlotte Sikora. Morgan and Sikora have won the toss they elected to receive.
So for those of you watching at home, at the bottom of your screen, you have Charlotte Sikora, who's in the deuce court with the army green top on. And you have her partner, Allison Morgan, in the pink hat and the gray top. Serving is Christine Neuman in the white visor, white top. And at net, currently is Rupali Hall, with a visor and a black top on. Just hitting that overhead there.
The scoring system today, Billy, is 2 out of 3 sets of regular scoring for the women's, all the way through in the main draw. It's about 61 degrees. The sun is a factor, and of course, this game changes as the temperature changes. So the ball is very lively. The screens are lively. So my guess is you'll see a lot of these big drives being let go to the screen, so they have some more time to get to them. But we'll see. And there's a classic ball right there. We're in warm temperatures. When you drive right at somebody's paddle, it is really hard to control the pace of that.
Much harder to absorb the pace of that ball. Quick early game from Morgan Sikora, jumping on that return of serve and making the untested team hold the net and prove that they can volley early.
Yep.
We're going to go through every season, I think, in this tournament.
In this tournament, because tomorrow the temperatures are going to drop.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to be wearing, we're going to have our hand warmers on and our boots tomorrow, Billy.
Got to see some cold weather paddle at some point.
Yes.
Why not now?
I love how when Morgan Sikora just are always just touching base. Not sure what they're saying to each other, but it doesn't matter. It's just a symbol of unity and that they're just working together.
It feels to me that Allison Morgan's feet never touch the ground.
No.
Like they're just constantly floating above the court.
I feel like she's on a magic carpet.
That's right.
She's on a magic carpet ride. So Allison Morgan is serving to Rupali Hall.
In the ad court for this tournament. Rupali Hall plays with many different partners. The last tournament that you and I did, she was on the deuce court.
Mm-hmm. Yes, in Medina. But Christine Newman's in the deuce side, her backhand, she played at Duke. Like I mentioned earlier, her backhand is just so compact and so explosive. And it just dips incredibly low. It's a force to be reckoned with, that backhand. And you'll see that move from all 4 players, Billy, how just hitting a ball, if it forces the net team to volley from below the level of the net, somebody's coming in to apply pressure. Both of these teams do such a great job of following the ball when seizing the opportunities to apply a little more pressure on that blitz.
40-15, Morgan Sikora. There's a good example of that backhand you were talking about from Neuman.
40-30.
It was kind of a lunging backhand by Sikora. And based on where the sun is coming, it wouldn't surprise me if the sun might have been a factor in that shot. Because it's coming down low, especially with daylight savings. It changes the angle of that sun pretty significantly in late afternoon.
Yeah, it's coming out of the deuce court at the bottom of your screen there.
Yes.
So the far side is partially blinded. They're wanting to keep that ball over to the ad court in Hall's direction. Smooth screen drive there by Hall. Also smooth touch volley by Sikora.
Sikora leads 2 games to 0.
Rapali Hall to serve. Charlotte Sikora will be returning. I like this formation. Newman's just plug in the middle right away.
Look at the amount of court Sikora is covering early in this match. You talk about, how much of a team Morgan and Sikora are. The ball, goes right into the nick in Morgan's corner. Telepathy happened, and Sikora's just right there just in case. I don't even know if she asked for help. Just sense it.
Knowing Morgan, she did, because she's such an excellent communicator. But yeah, to your point though, they know each other's next moves before they even make it. I want to say this is perhaps their 7th year playing together. And their games just complement each other so well. But if somebody once asked me, Billy, what do I feel like Sikora and Morgan's biggest strength is? And I would say their energy that they have as a partnership.
Agree. High energy team.
So good. They're always building each other up. I don't care if they come off feeling like they didn't play well or they played the best match. They're almost acting the same to each other. Just like, it's okay, next time, that's it. That would have been a problem if that would have crept over.
So currently we're seeing Morgan and Sikora, kind of assert themselves in this match. I think it's really important for Neuman and Hall to get together and say, you know what, we need to get past the 5th shot on every single one of these points. We need to, that way we'll build confidence in our games and things we can do. If the points are short, how are you going to get that feel, that understanding that, we can hit the same shots that these guys can. We can play the same way these guys can. If it's constantly, 3 and done, 4 and done, it's hard to get that momentum.
So how, Billy, for our viewers, how do you get past that 5th shot? What should Hall and Neuman do?
Well,
if you were at an earpiece telling him what to do right now.
Low contact overheads down the middle. If you're at net, you got to make the first volley, which is tough. So you got to decide whether you're even going to come in behind it with the way Sikora and Morgan can drive that ball. But assuming you can make that first volley nice and deep, slow overheads, low down the middle, ready with your hands in your positioning. From the backcourt, it's doing exactly what Hall just did there, making sure that lob goes up high.
That's a sun error right there. That sun is a factor. Hall does not miss that screen.
And also smart, though, by Morgan,
just
putting that overhead down up into that space.
Yes. I mean, any of the weather factors that the players are dealing with, that's actually, when used properly, you could use it as a weapon against the opponent, like an added factor, like that X factor. So targeting that ad side corner with the time of day we have and the sun angle coming in, that's going to be a tough spot for Hall over there.
Hall, who can hit off both sides, choosing forehand on the ad court.
And perhaps that's going to serve her too, not looking into the sun, trying to hit a backhand from that ad side.
Good point.
I love how Morgan just starts to peel. Sikora stays up.
And that's okay to do opposite things from your partner.
Yeah.
Right. One person closes, one person bails. They have a good understanding of what each other are going to do.
Absolutely. Sikora's #1 job there was to make sure the ball did not go cross court because that's the toughest ball to run down. It's just so good.
Something we're going to see a lot from Sikora is that roller overhead. She loves to drop back and
Yes.
hit that roller. You know, it's not full speed, it's 3/4 pace. It's nice and low. A lot of spin on it.
It's a good rip by Hall coming out of that ad side.
We mentioned her Hall as the number 12, you know, currently number 12 player on the women's tour. She does it so smoothly. Her strokes are really fluid. Her footwork is so sound. And her shot selection is so good.
Yeah, I've seen her play with so many different partners, like we've mentioned, and I would say that the thing that stands out for me, other than her backhand, Billy, is she just makes really good choices. There's a lot of players that make decision-based errors, and I would say she rarely does that. She's going for the right shot most of the time, which is really impressive.
You're really seeing Morgan putting that ball high on that screen on the ad court.
It's just brutal.
Just making Hall stare up into that sun multiple times. What you can do as a player is you can make the adjustment and move in and block it, which runs its own risk.
Yeah. It's a tough ball to time in these warm temperatures. That ball jumps up so fast. But you're absolutely right.
Shot.
It's a good ball. So Morgan and Sikora, so far this year, they came in first in the Goose Cup. That was in August, third at Montclair, and second in the Baltimore Open. Love these stats from Court Director. Thank you so much. For those of you who don't know, you can tune in to Court Director to get all the live stats on all the games that are all the matches being played.
Just
Actually, driving here, I was looking at, well, maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but I was looking at my phone. Only at stop signs or red lights. But checking out all the round of 16 matches, and it's live. It says point by point, not just game. So very helpful.
Very helpful. The APTA has made a great investment in Court Director and in the live streaming the past year, and this year especially, to bring you at home the best possible viewing and play, you know, and commentating and viewing experience you can. A little power overhead by Hall.
I like that, mixing them up. Again, in these temperatures, it's very hard to control that hard block lob.
So you saw the stats, and you know the first 4 games a little bit one-sided at the moment, but you expect adjustments from Hall and Neuman.
Yes.
You know, that's what a good team does. That's, you know, how to extend points. You saw the hard overheads. That was different. You know, making those little adjustments in your game to be more competitive and to win these games.
I like how they stayed back on that game. On Charlotte's return, Hall stayed back.
Don't think Neuman is going to be able to push that drive in there. She's got to swing at it. Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2025-26 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at corient.com.
Yeah, thank you, Corient, and all the sponsors for making this tournament happen. And Corient is the season-long amazing sponsor for the APTA. So appreciate all they do for us. All right, 4-1 in the women's quarterfinals here, Billy. Morgan Sikora, our 3rd seed, are up 4-1 against the number 10 seed, Hall and Neuman. Out of the 4 players, 2 of the 4 are from Illinois. We've got Allison from Lake Bluff, Illinois, and Neuman is from Naperville, Illinois. And then Hall flew in from Stamford, Connecticut, and Charlotte Sikora is coming in from outside of Philly in Chesterbrook, PA. It's a great dig by Neuman.
Oh, good racket skills. Great athleticism.
That was a great get.
Still have to love the combination of shots.
Yep.
From Sikora and Morgan. Just not letting Hall and Neuman settle their feet.
And the fact that, you know, when you have a drop shot at 61 degrees work, Billy, that's a really darn good shot.
That's so true.
It's very hard to do. Great lob. I love that little switch. Morgan's went on over to the deuce side. Switch again. It's one of the great things about Morgan Sikora. They used to actually last year at the beginning of the season, after the first set, always switch deuce or add. They have zero preference either way. They feel equally as strong, which is such a unique feature because typically a player really favors one. Can they play the other? Yes, but they really favor one side over the other. It's a great take. So Allison Morgan is a co-director at Birchwood Club in Highland Park, Illinois. She went to school at Grand Valley State, and I believe she was inducted to the Hall of Fame there, which is pretty awesome for tennis. She runs Birchwood with her husband, infamous national champ Adam Morgan, and they have their 8-year-old daughter, Kaylee. She's the best. And Charlotte, she left the country club scene and decided to start her own business maybe 3 years ago now. It's called Rackets Odyssey, to blend her passion for travel with her passion for racket sports. So she goes around and hosts many camps all over the country and outside, I should say worldwide, which is, I love mixing those two passions. And one of her favorite trips, Billy, she told me she went to Machu Picchu with Hall of Famer Cindy Prendergast this past year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so cool.
That is an interesting trip. Great travel companion.
Totally.
Machu Picchu. Good for her. Something you can see, you know, on the Morgan Sikora side of the court is when one of them goes back for the overhead, there's zero hesitation from the person who's not hitting it to close down that net. They work off each other so well and balance each other so well.
Great lobs by Hall coming out of that ad side. Wow, beautiful. I love when somebody's digging in the screens and makes tough overheads look fairly easy. And she was, for the most part, all those lobs were pushing Sikora and Morgan to the service line, which is exactly what you want.
Great get by Hall. Not just getting it, but lobbing it over their heads, taking the net back.
You can hear the early communication so that partners are on the same page. They have plenty of time to get balanced and execute that shot rather than the late calls are the worst because it just doesn't serve the partnership at all.
Here we go. We're seeing the points get a little bit longer now.
That was a
little
solid
adjustments.
Solid point.
Better higher lobs. And no free points, quote unquote. No early points. I think that what just happened is a lesson for our club players at home. When someone's scrambling and gets that ball, a lot of times I see my club players send it to the other person who's standing still. And right back at that same player, please.
Right. It's like when you've created imbalance, keep going after it. The partner of the person that's in the spin cycle is just wanting to get involved and to help out. So that's a really good point. Again, really nice lobs. Almost every time they have at least 1 foot beyond the service line, which is all you can ask for. Sikora's got really nice spin on that. I know she's been working on that in her game.
Great transition drive.
It's a great ball by Morgan. I think that surprised everybody. I mean, I think Hall and Neuman, they're onto something. Like, to your point, Billy, the points are getting a little bit longer.
Yep.
They're figuring out some safe spots on the court to place the ball. They've definitely decided to stay back on Sikora's return. They've done that now for the last couple service games, which is pretty smart because she just lights that up. Again, and if the temperatures were a little bit cooler, perhaps they might not be doing that because it's a little bit easier to volley, but in these temperatures, I'd rather take that strength away and just bring them up to the net.
Now, is that block lob from Neuman
Yes.
tennis instinct, or is that sun instinct, or a bit of both?
I think it was probably tennis instinct, to be honest. I could be wrong. Who knows?
She'll want that one back.
Yeah, she will. 1 step and that ball's going over. All right, I like how Rupali's Hall is taking a little minute, talking to her partner. It's just so smart to just slow it down. I don't even care if she's talking about where they're going for dinner tonight. It's just important to. They're up in the service game, to just take a moment to gather their thoughts.
We're not going anywhere for dinner. We got more quarterfinals after this.
We do. We do.
Regardless of whether, you know, the outcome of this set, you want Hall and Neuman. If you're Hall and Neuman, you want to win this game. You want to really feel like, okay, we had a slow start, but we're in this.
Yes.
You know, we're finding our way. You can see, you know, both Sikora and Morgan not letting these points slow down. Nice lob there, and nice drive.
Great ball.
Yep.
I mean, they are both lobbing very, very well. Meaning Neuman and Hall. I mean, just tracking their feet, it's kind of unbelievable. They are, in these temperatures, just lobbing beautifully to keep them beyond the service line. It'll be interesting depending on how this first set unfolds. But if Hall and Neuman decide to switch sides after this set, if they do lose it let's say if they did lose it 6-1.
Yeah, so we mentioned Newman's backhand at the beginning of the match, but you know, something that Sikora and Morgan have done really well, both with their serves and their location of their overhead. Is
Yes.
The only time you've seen that backhand is from the direct middle of the court, giving her no angles, no room to hit anywhere but into their volleys.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both such good volleyers that it's hard to do damage to them when they're right in net.
Interesting. So they're definitely targeting Hall here because Hall just moved over to the deuce side. And they've now decided to hit over there. So, but it is inherently harder to cover. Wow, that's a phenomenal get by Rupali Hall. Oh, that's a clincher. All right, Morgan Sikora taking that first set 6-1. We'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel with live streaming by CSM Media and Streambox Lobs and match statistics provided by Court Director.
At Corient, Wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Hi guys, my name is B. Lopez. I'm original from Barcelona, Spain, but I actually grew up in Murcia, in a city in the southeast of Spain. I started playing paddle in the fall of 2022 when I started teaching at Orange Lawn. My favorite paddle memories so far has been with my partner, Thea Page, where we beat Lena Macy. We really enjoyed it a lot. I would say my strength on the paddle court is my forehand drive, especially when I set up myself to drive those forehands, also driving off the screen. I enjoy about paddle being...
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. I'm Denise Murphy here with Billy Horn at the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, with this women's quarterfinal match between number 3 seed Allison Morgan and Charlotte Sikora and number 10 seed Rupali Hall and Christine Neuman. Billy, what do you think about the first set?
Well, Sikora Morgan came out of the gate strong, and maybe nerves on the other side. Neuman and Hall, new team. Neuman, new to this moment. But you did see, so from 4-0 on, I saw a lot of really good paddle points. I think they've settled in. I think this set's going to be a little different feel, a little different look. But right now, Morgan and Sikora looking comfortable. We have Morgan at the bottom of the screen in the white shirt and the pink hat, and her partner Charlotte Sikora in the all black with the visor. Christine Neuman over there in the deuce court with the gray shirt and the visor, and Rupali Hall on the ad court at the top of your screen in the all black.
She just hit a phenomenal backhand. She just lit that up, Billy.
Feels good. Beginning of a new set, especially having lost the first one. It feels real good to hit a good one.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, the points were getting longer. I felt like they were pulling the trigger at maybe deferring from the first drive of a ball and just waiting till it felt right. And as a result, a lot of balls got past Morgan Sikora. Well, a lot meaning maybe half a dozen, but very effective because they were able to step in, and I feel like they were anticipating the balls they were going to strike. It's a great athletic move by Hall. Morgan just has such a nose for the ball. She almost knows where it's going before they hit it.
Just constantly moving. Energizer bunny out there.
Great classic roller by Sikora.
In the middle of that point there, Hall and Neuman did a good job earning that short volley. I want to see Neuman move in and take a swing on that. She kind of pushed that short ball in there. I know Morgan and Sikora are good volleyers, but made that volley. That was better. She swung at it. Hall swung at it that time.
Yes. But that 1-2 punch is going to be key. If Hall is just actively trolling after Neuman hits that backhand, there's going to be a lot of openings. And vice versa. Hall is perfectly capable and has shown that many times that she keeps her backhand for the most part. Forehand too, but backhand is for sure her stronger side. Just ball stays so low. You just don't know how a team's going to react to pressure until you try it. It's such a deep roller. Wow.
That's something we've seen constantly in this match, a game plan from Morgan Sikora to go bigger on the roller to encourage movement and chasing. Trust in their volley skills or their transition play. Even if Hall goes and gets that ball, they know they can put themselves in a position to get the next one back. What a beautiful roller there by Sikora. So in the other quarterfinals, we have Lopez and Page, who will take on O'Sullivan and Sarich, who we saw had a nice round of 16 win. We have Hallbauer and Maturka taking on Jackson and Nkube. And we have Hanish Zubori, who I believe there was a very long round of 16 match. They will play Cran and Herschel, who just won a 3-hour, 3-set match, 6-4 in the third.
That was easy.
got to regroup after that one. Congrats to them, Boston.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, this game is full of awesome people, phenomenal, talented players, but Corinne and Herschel are just delightful to play against. Almost too nice, like where it's distracting. You're like, don't be so nice, Lindsay. All right, Christine Neuman to serve. Her partner, Rupali Hall, is in the black outfit at the net. Allison Morgan just returned. Of course, Allison Morgan's partner on the deuce side is Charlotte Sikora, and again, black leggings, black top. Just a great get. Ball was out, but awesome hustle. That's what I really like, that poach there at the net. Just reading it and just taking that ball early to create a little chaos. Just disrupt the point a little bit.
How much Hall closed into the middle there? Yeah.
But in a high percentage way. Sometimes, you know, you can get frustrated and want to create chaos, but I like what they're doing here. The last thing you want to be, Billy, as you know, is to have somebody know exactly what you're doing. Like you're just kind of choosing the same targets, same shots, and now they're moving way more and creating a lot of question marks for Morgan and Sikora. Can Rupali Hall staying back? Well, Sikora returns.
1-1.
Tied at 1 game each in the second set. Morgan Sikora won the first set.
I mean, that game is a big game. That's a starting to believe game. Like, hey, we can do this.
Absolutely.
It's 1-1. We're all tied up. Kind of forget about that first set and think, okay, we're starting fresh here and it's 1-1. We're all tied. Let's do this.
That's the serve that I was talking about to Neuman, where, okay, she's going to hit that backhand. It's a big backhand. But Morgan just served it directly to the tee. There's not many places that Neuman can go with it. And they're both, Sikora and Morgan, such good volleyers that, you know, that's the best way to get in the point comfortably, to receive a comfortable volley where you know where it's going, and then you can build yourself with your overheads. Here comes a roller. Sikora has such a good ability to release that shot at different speeds.
Yes.
Sets up pretty much the same way, and you just don't know whether it's going to be that one, that soft roller that goes towards the nick, or if it's going to be a big, powerful one that comes right at your body.
Or she lets it drop a little bit more than normal, so it's lower and off pace, so it just doesn't come off. It's a great take. And again, I think, in my mind, Neuman missed that volley because of the pressure that Sikora applied. Not taking anything away from Morgan's awesome backhand, but that's what that blitz does. It's hard enough to navigate that volley off of a solid drive, but then when you have a pressure situation, you see somebody coming in behind it, it takes it to a whole new level.
So Sikora reacting and starting the blitz movement prior to Morgan hitting the ball, seeing the opportunity that her partner has.
Yes.
Not waiting for her to hit it, but knowing, okay, this is in our game plan where we're going to hit this ball. I need to put a little extra pressure on, so the volleyer's not just watching the ball coming at them, but now they're watching, you know, a little distraction of Sikora, who's going to back that drive up. And you take your eyes off that ball for a split second, and you made an error.
Yeah.
Great lob again by Hall. You can see her starting to find her spots out there.
Rare miss. But again, just putting up another lob.
That's right.
Just keep putting it up until you get really picky on what you're looking for. Otherwise, just throw up another. You never know what you're going to find.
Starting to see just a few unforced errors come into the game from Morgan and Sikora. And for them, you know, let's not feel too comfortable, right? We won the first set. We did a good job. We did our game plan. But
yeah.
You know, new set, got to engage yourself and keep your feet moving, which they do a great job of. But you can see maybe just a little dip in energy, concentration-wise.
Yeah, I definitely, and I sense that energy shift with Hall and Neuman.
There's a game and a lead.
I mean, I like that little mini fist pump of Hall's just now, little high five to her partner, Christine Neuman. It's exciting.
If we eliminate the first 4 games,
Yeah.
we're dead even.
This is
game-wise.
a different match, 100%. But there is something, just talking in general here, being the first Grand Prix, there's just a different energy in the air here.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's just, I don't know, you can probably see from the viewing, the people lined up, but there's a ton of people in the hut. They've got tents up in the parking lot, and it's just gonna, got barbecues set up, you know, the refreshing drinks are flowing, and everybody needs to stay hydrated, of course, with the sun and warm day. Billy?
Yep.
It's very important here. Chicago Charities. But again, special shout out to Jason Love for being awesome. He does just a fantastic job as tournament director year after year. It's kind of a thankless job organizing, and thank you to literally hundreds of volunteers that made it happen. I was at Skokie Country Club earlier, and one of the members, Liz Smiley, was there running the hut, and we just couldn't run this tournament without all the people giving their time and energy to make it happen. So thank you, everybody.
And these crowds, you know, coming from the local area are all league players, and the Chicago League is so large, so popular.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The enthusiasm for the sport is hard to match.
Yeah, and it's actually hard to explain to people how passionate. when you're a paddle enthusiast, there's not many things I can compare to how people, maybe Notre Dame fans. That's tough.
Yep. You know, right? Sometimes that's how it goes when the mojo is going in your direction. You get the little leg courts. You know.
Again, Hall staying back. Love how they stacked on that, Billy, so they can stay on the same side, meaning that both players were on the deuce side when Rupali Hall was serving to Charlotte Sikora, so that Hall could just come on back to her ad side.
There we go.
It's just a great move. That backhand is so compact. And it's a quick flick, and it's just, you can't read it. I think that's what's so hard about the flick backhand is she could take it a little bit early and bring it down the line, a little bit later, and it's going cross court coming from the deuce side. It's just such a tricky shot, and it's really pretty.
Neuman is very efficient in her movement, and like you said, her backswing.
Yeah, like zero backswing. It's like negative in the negative. There's the stacking again. Rupali Hall slides over to the ad side, and then they start the point. Just a really smart play. I know I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but Charlotte Sikora just lights up that backhand in these temperatures. Why deal with that? Might as well just give it up.
Right, and now we're not playing a cheap, quick point. We're in shot number 20. Hall throwing up beautiful lobs. Very different feel of the match right now.
Yes. Oh, that's a great ball. And I love how Allison moved her feet all the way through that shot. All right.
Not something you see from Hall that often.
No.
But she'll leave it behind.
All right, Billy. So next weekend we move over to Cleveland for the Cleveland Masters tournament, and then following that is Aronimink, the next Grand Prix in Philadelphia, followed by Long Island the first weekend in December, Rocky Mountain Throwdown. Okay, can we just? That's an amazing name.
That's an awesome name.
I want some swag from that tournament. That's all I know. And then that's the last tournament of 2025. And then we move in the 26th, starting with the Fairfield Open January 3rd and 4th. So,
I mean, no break except for the Thanksgiving holiday.
yeah,
Keep coming at you.
it's amazing. All of these are live streamed, and with the 5 big Grand Prix.
Aronimink is a Grand Prix as well, 2 weeks from now.
Yes, it is in Philly. The second one of the season. I just loved how Chicago is just always the first one. It definitely adds to the excitement. Great positioning. I love Sikora's wide stance there on her volley, ready for that big backhand screen drive. I know it didn't go over, but it was a good choice.
Yeah, she's been hitting that well most of the match.
She has. Oh, darn it. Commentator's jinx.
Looking a little rushed right now.
Yeah.
I love this play when your opponent has made a couple unforced errors in a row. It's just go back to him.
Yep.
She's, she knows she made the errors. Put that ball on her racket a couple times. Let her think about it.
Absolutely.
There are stats. Service points won. Morgan Sikora doing a great job. 60% of service points won. That's pretty impressive in the warm weather. And then the points won, relatively close, 60% in Morgan and Sikora's favor. But I think, a lot of that, if you took away the first 4 games, we'd be far closer to 50-50. I think that's a big stat, though. Service points won.
Yes, service games 83% to 33%. That's big.
Even if you're winning those service games, you might even feel like the service points are closer to 50-50. I think to be above 60% on your service points won, that feels good.
Allison was waiting. I love that with her paddle open. If that ball decided to creep over, she was ready for it.
The sign of a great team. You start the set, you get up 1-0, the other team wins 2 games. Maybe you lost a little concentration there, and then you just dial back in and re-emphasize what we're going to do on the court, get the energy level back up, come together as a team. And I think that's what you mentioned is so impressive about Morgan and Sikora, how good they are at keeping their team energy together and high.
Yes. That ball was just a little bit jammed. It came a little bit faster and a little bit closer to that Sikora thought, but that's a great ball by Hall.
Hall and Neuman need to take their time here, right? Not just for this point, but the next couple points.
Yeah.
They're competitive. They're here. They're on serve in this second set.
Such a good move.
Beautiful move.
Again, I mean, Sikora is just a force to be reckoned with when she comes flying in. And notice a lot of players come in tentatively. She's just all in. She's just coming in and looking to take a ball that's typically just higher than net and just knows her partner, Allison Morgan, is behind her to clean up if she gets something that she's not able to cover.
Game, Morgan Sikora. They lead the second
3 games in a row, Morgan Sikora.
Yeah.
Trying to get the details right.
Yeah. No, but it's good just to slow it down. You don't want that to run away. I mean, this is it's the classic 7th game, right? Switching at 4-3 versus 5-2 feels very different. So I like that Hall and Neuman are just taking a moment, maybe talking about a different strategy or perhaps some changes they want to make in this game or reinforcing what they wanted to do. Wow. That's a very athletic move with the sun in her face by Charlotte Sikora. Let's see. I like that Hall is taking some of these with their forehand. And mixing it up. Beautiful lob. And I love if you hear, Billy, how Morgan's starting to say no one because they were blitzing and just letting your partner know, hey, nobody's coming in behind that. So you've got free reign to put that wherever you want. You don't need to put a little pepper on it.
Even though Hall hit that nice deep lob on that overhead and took the net, I like the offensive barrage of overheads from Morgan Sikora there.
Yes.
They got a lead. They don't want it to slow down. They want to keep the energy high, keep the tempo of the points quick.
It's a great pickup. Again, phenomenal lobs from Hall coming out of there. I mean, forcing Morgan to stay back.
Just, you know, the team experience. They know exactly where they're going with the
I
ball.
know.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that Sikora and Morgan are such a well-oiled machine that we've talked about. And it's tough as a new team to come out and face, you know, a Morgan Sikora. They know where each other, they know their shot selection, where they're going to be. The pace, the spin, they're typically their partner's hitting, and as a result, they know how to cover and anticipate.
Very, very hard to hurt. I was down at Baltimore watching the semifinals and finals of the women's event, and they are just so solid. You know, they're in every set, every match, mentally and emotionally. They don't ever go away.
No.
Their positivity, and it's really always fun to watch them.
But like you said, that is a sign of a strong, resilient team. I mean, Morgan Sikora has played a phenomenal match, don't get me wrong, but there were a couple games in there where Neuman and Hall started feeling it, and that perhaps there was some unforced errors, and then they just shut the door. Then they're like, nope, we're back.
There was no fear, like you said about Sikora, but their team mentality is pretty much, you know, no fear. We're going to go on the court. We're going to compete with you.
Yeah, we're going to play smart. I love to see where Sikora's standing already inside the service line. Love that. We start teaching that in our paddle camps. We call it the SM formation. Sikora Morgan formation. I said, if you ever want to get in your league match, your opponent's head, go SM formation. They won't know what's going on. I'm sure the other club, the directors are probably like, what are you doing? But it's effective. Look, it just pushed them back. Oh, here she comes. She's staying up.
Morgan made the error last time.
True.
I do not expect the same this time. Oh, also did not expect that.
The takeaway so far from this match is Neuman Hall have lobbed incredibly well. And except for that one. And Sikora and Morgan just kept, when one thing wasn't working, they just kept switching and kept them guessing the entire match.
Right.
So, like you mentioned earlier, Sikora's roller, we're going to hit it hard to this target. We're going to hit it softer to this target. We're going to make contact a little bit higher to make it more lively in the screen so that Hall has to stare into the sun. I mean, all the adjustments they made throughout this match creates a lot of instability for any opponent. but especially, obviously, we just saw Neuman and Hall. What are your thoughts?
Well, right. I mean, we talked, a lot about how good of a team Morgan and Sikora are, and you just saw, basically that aspect of how they play take hold and really just come through and ultimately assert themselves in the match. Congratulations, though, to Hall and Neuman. It's a good tournament for them getting to the quarterfinals.
Oh my gosh, and they'll just keep plugging away in the back draw for sure.
So Morgan and Sikora will take on the winner of another quarterfinal that's happening right now, O'Sullivan and Sarich versus Lopez and Page.
Okay, so final in this quarters, Morgan Sikora 1-6-1, 6-2, and that is a wrap from this women's quarterfinal. We will have the next quarterfinal starting at 4:30. And that will be between the number 6 seed, Cran and Herschel, versus our number 2 seed, Hanish and Sabori. Thank you so much, Billy. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Denise. It was fun.
All right. That's a wrap.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.